to go to the doctor, right? Say for instance, right? And you told the doctor, hey, I got upset stomach, I'm throwing up a little bit, I can't keep food down. And he told you, hey, just go home and take you a nap, you'll be okay, right? How does that make you feel?
I need to go see another doctor.
Right? But now, let's say you tell him that, you say, I think I'm having a little bit of upset stomach, I can't hold any food down, and just not feeling well. He says, well, it's like you may have diarrhea or upset stomach or something like that. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but if you go home and just get you a little bit of rest, you'll feel better. How you feel now?
A little bit better.
Right? Reason being is because people don't care how much you know until you know how much you care. Right? So guys, we really have to take the time to find out who it is that we're talking to and actually identify the person that we're talking to be able to actually help them. All right? You do that in the qualifying section. All right? A lot of times what I'm noticing is that people are actually wasting time talking to prospects that may not even be a proper prospect. Right? Has anyone ever found themselves selling to a customer and then after a while they find that the customer is the person that they didn't speak to? Right? Has anyone ever went into a whole conversation with a customer and trying to sign them up and then they weren't the person that you need to talk to? Right? That happens, guys, because we're not identifying who we're actually speaking to and we're not qualifying before we actually go into the whole process. All right, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go over the 4 types of people that you're going to run into. All right, and we're going to go over the numbers to show you guys how this actually works. Okay, so first slide, Matt. Oh yeah, he got me, boy. So the first type of customer we're going to talk about is 30% of the people that you're going to talk to are going to be what we call owls. Okay, these people are thinkers. They usually want to think about it. They usually got to talk to their spouse. Let me think about it. Let me talk to my spouse. They're the ones that have to do some research, to see how it does, right? I don't know if I want to make a decision just yet. They're the tiptoes, right? They want to think about it, right? So those people, we have to be able to identify those as our thinkers or our owls, right? When you say Brightspeed, they say, who, right? I want to know more, right? So those are your owls, all right? Next person, Matt. All right, you have another 30% of people that you're going to talk to throughout the day that are going to be what we call tigers. They are usually not interested at first, right? You come up, like, hey, I don't want it, I'm good, I'm all set, right? I actually knocked doors up in Boston, and they just say, I'm all set, right? So a lot of times you get that. They're comfortable with what they have, they've had Brightspeed for Spectrum for quite a while, don't really want to talk to you, don't want to hear about Brightspeed, heard bad reviews about it, I already know everything, it's a no-brainer for me to just keep what I have, right? Those are what we call tigers, right? Those are people that you actually have to convince that this is a good idea, it makes sense for me to actually be able to help you, right? Okay, so those are your tigers, right? That's 30%. Let's go to the next slide, Matt. Next slide, 30% of people are going to be what we call bulls, right? These people are stubborn as I don't know what, man. They don't want to come out the door halfway. They're actually like this behind the door. What you talking about? I'm not interested. I don't want to talk anymore. Right? Those people are there, right? They're usually not personal with you. They usually don't want to leave, don't want to even hear you out. They don't even want to come out the door. As soon as you say Brightspeed, they're like, hey man, I don't want to talk to you about it. I hate that stuff. Get out of my face, right? Go to the next slide. 10% of people are going to be the one that everybody want to run into, right? Everybody loves this customer, right? We love that person that we just run into. This person's a sheep, right? Sheep just does what you say do, right? You say, hey, I got Brightspeed. They say, hey, sign me up, right? Can you get started Brightspeed? Right? So you have those customers who are what we call sheep, right? They're just going to do what you say do. You write them up, you come to the door, hey, I've been waiting for you to come here, hey, let's do it, right? Those people are what we call sheep. They're willing to do whatever you say do and follow you wherever you say follow you to, all right? Those are the 4 types of customers that you're going to run into, all right? What we're running into, guys, is not being able to identify who we're talking to and then actually knowing how to move accordingly, right? So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're actually going to practice this, all right? You're going to find out who you're talking to early. You're going to present based on the qualifying of who you're talking to. You're going to know when to cut it off, guys. At the end of the day, sometimes we have to know at a certain point, okay, this is not where I need to be at, right? He's already told me no a few times, right? Maybe I need to push for his an appointment or something like that, but this is the point where I need to cut it off, right? A lot of times we're not being able to identify that as well, and we're wasting time, right? So the name of the game is to be able to be efficient with your time, right? Know when to cut it off. If you're gonna get it, let it ride. Don't be afraid to cut bait, right? I go fishing myself a lot, right? And when I go fishing, sometimes, I get hung up, right? Now I can't spend all day. I can't spend all day doing that, right? Because that's not fun, right? It's not fun getting hung up, right? Anybody else fish beside me? It's not fun getting hung up, right? So what I have to do is I have to cut bait and be like, okay, well that didn't work, right? I have to be able to say, okay, let's start over, right? And it's okay to do that, guys. It's okay to cut bait, all right? One of the seven spiritual laws of success is the law of detachment, indifference. Ted, you like my outfit today?
Yeah.
I don't care anyway. You know why?
Because you like it.
Woo! I think I'm amazing.
Right.
I think I look like $1 million.
And you do.
Right? But it's the position I have of indifference, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, okay, damn the torpedoes. I don't care what Teddy thinks. I don't care what Julius thinks. I don't care what Alexander thinks. I don't care what Shai thinks. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to be me because I'm going to take a position of indifference. I'm not attached to what this person says or what this person does based on what they say. I have a position of detachment, right? I said, okay, in order for me to be successful, I have to be willing to say, okay, look, I'm here to help you. Let me help you or not. If you don't want to let me help you, I'm going to go to the next person's house. I'm going to smile in their face and say, look, hey, how you doing? I'm Sharp, I love you. Let me help you, right? But I'm not going to waste my time with someone who I can't help. I'm going to detach myself. And this is also in life, guys. In life, we have things that are weighing us down, right? Everybody deals with issues. Everybody has problems. Everybody has stuff that they got affect them in their day-to-day life, right? Everybody had to come into the room, right? And I said, hey, what's your biggest problem? Throw it inside of here, right? What's your biggest problem? Throw it inside of here. What's your biggest problem? Throw it inside. Well, everybody did it. Everybody threw all their problems inside the middle of the floor, right? I guarantee you, by the time we got finished reading through those problems, everybody's going to grab their problem back. You're not going to want to switch to somebody in the room. Reason being is because people have things and issues that they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. What we have to do to be able to move forward is have a position of detachment, a position of indifference, okay? In spite of, I'm going to make it happen. In spite of, I'm going to go out here and do what I'm supposed to do because I have a position that says, okay, regardless of what goes on outside of me, I'm going to be great because I'm standing right here in front of you being great. And I'm going to show up and do that every single time, right? You have to be able to detach yourself from what you want in order to be able to get it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You cannot have what you want being attached to it. You have to have a position of letting the universe bring it to you, right? If I say, okay, I want this, right? I have to be able to say, okay, what am I going to do to get it, right? And I have to be able to take myself out of it and say, okay, I'm going to do this right here because I know this is the way to get to that, right? That's detaching myself from it and saying, okay, look, this is how you get that, right? I love my son, right? I love my wife, right? So I realize that the way to get to where I want to get to is going to be different, right? So I have to detach myself from what I want to get what I want. Everybody has to be willing to do that. You have to be able to detach yourselves, right? So whenever you're having a bad day, be able to detach yourself from that situation. Whenever you're having a good day, be able to detach yourself from that situation. Whatever it is, practice the law of detachment and you'll see yourself have more success throughout the day. Does that make sense, guys? Mm-hmm. All right? Just one of them days.